All right, so we are going to try and get these three rows into a spreadsheet. So we want a column for taxable income, a column for tax, and we're not going to type what we see here exactly. We're going to calculate it. So first column is taxable income. And the next column will be tax. And let's see, do we need, I think we need another column actually. So I'm going to move those over. And, you know, if you highlight and then you point to the right spot on the edge, you get the hand and you can drag that over. Let's see, what do I want to know here? I want the max range for that one. So for example, the maximum for the first range was 18,150. The max for the second range was 73,800. 73,800. And I'm just going to make that whole column by clicking the A at the top, money, so that it looks prettier. All right, now for taxable income, since we do have a couple that made more than 18,000, we can put that in here. So we're just going to retype the 18,150. And next we'll calculate the tax on that. So according to the table, the tax on that row is 10%. So in my spreadsheet, I'm going to go equals, I'm going to type 10%, and then I'm going to multiply by the number to the left. And it should give me $1,815. And this whole column here, I guess all these columns, I can highlight them all, they're going to be dollars. All right, next, taxable income. This particular couple had a taxable income of 72,700. So we're going to type that in there. And then we're going to reproduce the formula that we used earlier. So the formula that we used earlier back in my notes here is this. Now, we're not going to type it exactly like that because some of the numbers are already on the screen. So the way we do this on the spreadsheet is we're going to type equals for a calculation. So click in cell C3 and type equals. We're going to use the number above for the first part. So I'm just going to click on the number above. And then I want to add to that, this tax bracket is 15%. So I'm just going to type 15%. I like that in spreadsheets. You can use the percent symbol. And then we're going to multiply that by parentheses, their taxable income, which is located right next to me, minus the previous tax max, which is all located right here in cell B2. Okay, I'm going to enter that, and then I'm going to repeat that, make sure everybody got it. And that's the number we got earlier, 9,997.50. So again, the way I did that is equals to start the calculation. And according to what we wrote down earlier, we want this number up here. That's the base tax rate for people in the second bracket. And then we want to add to that 15% of, multiply by parentheses. We got to calculate how much over they are from the 18,000, which is just the difference of these two numbers in column B. So I have C2 plus 15% times parentheses. Then I just want to click on the 72,700, dash for minus, and then click on the 18,150 and close parentheses. And hopefully get the same number. Questions? Anybody get stuck on that? What's up? Which part?
I'm missing the.
Okay. So then it's B3 minus B2. So, and one cool thing is in most spreadsheets, if you open up that cell, double click or hit enter, it'll highlight the numbers that you picked. All right, let's up it a little bit and do the second part. Now, the second part deals with people that made from 73,800 up to 148,850. So we're going to add another max in there. 148,850 goes in this here range here. 148,850. And our couple with that bonus, they got up to, what was it, 74,200? That sound right? 74,200. Yeah, that number right there. So that's their new taxable income. So we're going to adjust a few things. 74,200 is what goes there. Adjustments that have to be made. They maxed out this second one here. So I'm going to change that. It's now going to be 73,800 because they jumped up a bracket. So we're going to go back and change B3 to 73,800. The spreadsheet will automatically update the cell to the right if we set up the formulas correctly. So again, change cell B3, there's 72,700 to the max, 73,800. After you do that, it should recalculate what's in cell C3. And that number should look familiar because that should be the number stated right here. That's how they came up with that in this particular tax bracket table. There's that 10,162.50. All right, so next what we need to do is do this formula right here in our spreadsheet. And two of these numbers are already on our spreadsheet screen. This number is already on the screen, and that number is already on the screen. Oh, so is that number right there. We're just going to use those just like we did a moment ago. So to start a formula, get to the cell you need to. This is C4, cell C4, type equals. We need the previous tax from above plus 25% times parentheses. How's it going, Emily? And then we want to take their taxable income. So click on that and then subtract the previous max, which I'm going to grab from B3 here. So a note here, these numbers here were just typed in because I had to pull them from the sheet. What's that?
What did you minus again?
I subtracted these two in the parentheses. So let's start that over. So again, kind of like the cell above, it's equal to the number above plus the new percentage rate, which is 25%. I got to type it because it's not on the screen, times parentheses, and then I want to subtract these two numbers. So I click on the bottom one, subtract, click on the one above it. And we should get the same number our calculator gave us before, which is the $10,262.50.